Hello, fuckos. Hey guys, how's it going? You alright? Welcome to episode 6 now of the Chris Hunter Comedy Podcast with me, Chris Hunter. I'm going to be rambling to you for a little bit now, because that's what I do every single week on a Tuesday if I can. I don't think it's going to be that long this week, because not got that much to talk about really. But you know, it's nice to have a chat in it. It's nice to have a catch up. Like meeting some old friends at a bar. You just want to sit, have a little drink, have a little talk. Well, I've got my water here and I'm fucking ready to party. So, yes, I got my flu jab today in work. Yeah, poor Chico. Yeah, I've got a little plaster on my arm. It's feeling a bit sore, but I think I can struggle through. I might survive the evening. I don't know. Now, you might remember last week and probably the few weeks before, I've talked about getting an amazing burger from this place in Warrington that I go to. Every week they have a themed burger, and every week so far it's absolutely knocked out of the park. But this week, we didn't get that burger because, unfortunately, it was quite a spicy one. And we don't do spicy food, so instead I got something that they call the Hound. You know, as in the Hound from Game of Thrones. And what that was, right? Oh, it was amazing. It was a hot dog, right? But instead of a bun, it had some butter fried chicken. What's it called? Butterfly? Is it butterfly something chicken? Oh, it was good. It was so good. Thing is though, right, it arrived and it looked amazing. And I went to pick it up and treat the chicken like a bun. But of course, it's just been fried. It's just been deep fried, so I burnt my fingers. But they give me a knife and fork because they're nice. And I ate the crap out of it and it was so tasty. Really, really good. I still recommend that place. Cafe in the New Universe in Warrington Market. Go there. Anybody listening, stop listening. Go there instead. Listen. Take your listening and your headphones. Take it there. No more burger watch to listen to me ramble on about shite. Sorry. I was losing a bit of oxygen there. Yeah, I've also, this week, food-wise, you know, as you can tell, I'm staying healthy still. Went to a place called Sweet Octopus, which sounds gross, but is not gross at all. It's a Japanese patisserie, right? And it's in Altrincham, of all places. And I've got to say, I've never been to Altrincham before, but I went there to go to this place. The Altrincham itself, it's a weird mix of like a shithole and then some really nice houses, so I don't know what's going on there. But Sweet Octopus is amazing. Holy crap. Right, I went there. We're going there to get a cake and a drink. But I thought, whilst we're there, let's get a sandwich, because they do sandwiches as well. And they do a thing called katsu sando, which is chicken katsu in a sandwich. So for those of you who don't know, chicken katsu is basically like a giant chicken nugget, but it's just fresh chicken boob. And it's some nice panko breadcrumb. But they bake their bread there as well, and it was phenomenal. I mean, bloody hell, it is the single best butty I've ever had. And I've had a few butties, you know what I'm saying? If you look at me, you'd know I've had several of the butty variety. But that one was definitely one of the best ones I've ever had. What else did I do this week? I also went to watch the Al Cinema box out there. I watched that Murder on the Orient Express. You know, Kenneth Branagh. Holy crap, what a cast. My God, man. It was really good as well, which I'm glad about, because if you get that many big names in one film, if that film turns out shite, that is not going to be a good film. You know, people are not going to be happy. Careers aren't going to be good. But it was good. Let's see if I can remember who's in it now. There's let's see, Kenneth Branagh. He directed it and he played Hercule Poirot. There was Dame Judi Dench. There was Johnny Depp. There was Josh Gad. There was who else? Other bits and bobs. There's loads and loads of people in that. Willem Dafoe. I mean, bloody hell, there's some big names in that film. Go and watch it. If you've not seen it yet, give it a watch. It's good. Don't worry, it's not an old people film. It's proper good. What else did I do? Yeah, I've been playing some Battlefield 1 this week. For those of you who don't know, Battlefield 1, it's like a World War 1 shooter. And you know, with it being Remembrance Week, I thought, I'm going to go on Battlefield 1. I'm going to try and put myself in their shoes. And I meant it sincerely. You know, it's there's a single player mode in that game, which has stories that are from World War 1, actual stories. And you play through the campaigns. It's based on what they would have done, you know, what they did. And it's brutal. You know, you play it and you're thinking to yourself the whole time, these poor bastards. You know, the stuff they went through. And people complain today about all sorts of shit. Mostly me. But still, you know, we've got it so good compared to what those poor bastards had to deal with back then. And I feel for them, you know, playing for it. It really does bring it home how shitty things were back then. But on the plus side, fast forward to 2016, fucking stellar game when it got released. And I'm really enjoying playing it recently. So really, I want the new Call of Duty for the first time in ages. It's a World War II one, and it looks awesome. But I'm saving for my holidays, so I'm not getting that one yet. But I will at some point, and until then, I will stick with Battlefield 1. Let's face it, after then I probably will as well, because it's a fucking awesome game. And also this Friday, Star Wars Battlefront 2 comes out, and I can't wait. It's going to be so good. I played the beta for it the other week, and it's so fun. Like, they've really, really nailed some of the stuff. The flying on it was brilliant. Like, I love flying in games, and the one in that one, fuck, it's so satisfying just shooting the shit out of an Imperial storm ship. A storm ship? Yeah, you know what I mean. A starship. It's just thinking of all those poor little stormtroopers floating their way around. Poor little bastards. Getting all frosty in space, innit? But yeah, it's been good fun. And I've been playing on the channel with Charlie on LPGTube. We streamed on Fortnite the other day. Fortnite, it's got a free mode. It's a game on PlayStation 4, Xbox and PC. And it's got a free mode called Battle Royale, which is the same as like Battlegrounds that I play, but a bit different. It's got more of a cartoony style, you know? And it's a weird game to play. It's quite hard, I think, because I'm used to Battlegrounds. I'm used to more like realistic behaviour and guns and stuff like that. But on this one, it's cool because like you can build like protective barriers and shit, which is a good idea, but obviously it gives away your position. So, you know, do you need to do it? Do you not need to do it? You decide. You act on your decisions. And it's good. I enjoy that. But we played a game the other day. Oh fuck it, it was a hard one. It was so hard. You know when you're playing with your partner on video games, and you can't always be like, listen, love, focus, we're getting shit done over here. Stop looking at that thing and come over here. Well, we got to 6th place, which is good. That's out like 50 teams. We got to 6th, which I was made up with, but I tell you what, we could have won. If somebody upstairs would listen to me, talking to you, Charlie, we'd have won that. But you know, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter at all. It's fine. But it's good fun. If you get a chance, give it a play. I'm recommending lots of shit today, aren't I? By the way, not getting paid or sponsored by any of this stuff. So you know, if it ever comes across that way, it's not. Been doing some more Japan planning this week, getting ready for the holidays. I'm so excited, man. It's not long now till we go on holiday to Japan. 15 years in the making. I mean, fuck, it really shows, like, you know, I feel proud now because I've worked my ass off and I'm finally getting some pennies together to go on holiday that I've wanted to go to forever. And it's happening. So we've been planning that some more. And I found out recently, which I'm made up about, apparently a lot of the arcades are open 24 hours. So my mate was saying, like, he's been like 7 times now. And he was saying that apparently quite often, like, he'll get home after a knackering day and he'll be ready for bed, you know, ready to just conk out. He said, but quite often, he said, you'll sit down and you'll be watching TV or something and it'll get to, like, you know, I don't know, midnight or something, and you'll just get this second wind of energy. And when you remember that Akihabara is still open and the arcades are there, and you just get up and leave. So I'm expecting there'll be a few midnight arcade jaunts. And you know what? I am so more than up for that. That'd be so... Imagine that. Right, middle of Tokyo, middle of the night. Just all you crazy tourists, because the locals don't do it. I'm sure they don't do it, you know? Just the crazy tourists like, yeah, I'm going to play video games. I don't care if it's 2 in the morning. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, lady. Also, like, I was looking at stuff the other day for the flights. Because, you know, you got to do all that pre-booky stuff. Like, I haven't flown as an adult, so I don't know all the steps you need to do. So I looked it up, you know, online, and you do all your pre-booky shit and whatever. And one of the things you could do, right, you could book your actual spot on the plane for an extra fee, which I thought was pretty cool. And you could also put a bid in to get an upgrade to business class, which apparently is first class. And I thought, that's pretty cool. Let's have a look. So I clicked it to see what the bid would be, you know. I thought, we'll chuck an extra 50 in, maybe something like that, see if we can get an upgrade. And I looked, and holy shit. The bid at the moment, right? £760 extra to fly business. Are you fucking kidding me? 760, just to put that in perspective, that costs more than our flight tickets combined. Because we got a good deal, to be fair, but... Oh, sorry, I got hiccups. Yeah, we got a good deal, to be fair, but still, who in their right mind pays 760 quid to upgrade the flight tickets? You got to be off your bloody trolley. I mean, they're the same kind of people, like, I saw a thing before about a diamond that sold for £22.6 million. Who in their right mind will buy an old bit of glass for 22.6 million smackaroos? People need a slap about the face. They need to get dragged back to reality and understood that shit is just... It's just straight up insane. There's no two ways about it. I don't get how they do it. Speaking of insane, there's been more news this week. Yay, more news from Hollywood. this time it's not as fun to deal with. Our buddy Louis C.K., he's now on the chopping block. Now, see, this might be a bit controversial. I feel a bit differently about this one. So, to me, for those who don't know, Louis C.K., massive stand-up comedian in America, one of my biggest influences and, inspirations. And he's basically, apparently he quite often, I don't know how often, but he would, basically, if he was in a room with ladies, he would just start masturbating, as you do. Now, to me, this sounds weird. Apparently that's classed as sexual misconduct, right? It's not sexual assault. It's not, rape or anything like that. And I think it's just got a kink. I know it sounds stupid, but everyone's got a kink. He's just a perv. That's all this has proved. So we all knew it. He's just proved it. But it's quite funny because, I saw that he did his response. Like, a lot of people, Kevin, with the, not Kevin Bacon, what's his name? Kevin Spacey and all that stuff. They deny things for ages or whatever, and stuff would come up and then people would have this massive witch hunt on them. But with Louis, it was like, boom, next day. Yep, it was me. Yep, that happened. Sorry. I kind of appreciate that. It's honest, but like I said, it's just it's not. Yeah, it's a wrong thing to do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying what he did wasn't wrong. Of course it was, but at the same time, it's not like he wasn't forcing himself on people. There's never a point where he said, you're not leaving, your career's in my hands, blah blah. None of that stuff. None of this Weinstein situation. It was just a case of, here's what I do. I'm gonna start doing it. Stay or leave. This is happening to me. It's a weird one. I mean, things are a bit strange. 2017, I think everything is a bit too instant blamey. You know what I mean? Like, for example, before I saw something. I was watching that Your Face Online. With Jimmy Carr and Catherine Beck. Not Catherine Beck. Catherine Ryan. And there was a woman on there who just, whilst walking past Jimmy, pinched his arse. Because they were talking about arses and stuff, and she just pinched it. There you go. Sat down. Nothing. No worries. Nobody batted an eyelid. But if that was the other way around, that would be all over the paper tomorrow that Jimmy Carr pinched someone's arse. So, you got to pick a time. You got to pick at a point where it becomes an actual issue. Not just a kink, not just a passive flirtation. There's a lot of things that are taken out of proportion, I think, is the main gist of that little story, that little tale. But what do I know? I'm a fucking idiot. Don't listen to me, okay? If you're listening, don't listen to me. I'm not smart enough in the ways of all that kind of stuff. I've never done things like that myself. I don't know from experience. It could have been worse. It could have been better. I don't know. All I know is I have to ramble for a bit, and this is a subject that I stumbled across. Speaking of rambling, I put out a tweet last week asking for suggestions for anybody who wants to talk about on the podcast or whatever. And my lovely little brother replied with a tweet. I thought it was kind of a good idea. I might go with it. It's the top 5 best and worst things about having a younger brother. So, for those of you who've seen my stand-up, you know that I've got a younger brother who is 7 years younger than me. So I was 7 when he was born. And I thought, yeah, you know what? I'll take him up on this little offer. I'll make a best and worst list. So, let's start with, let's see, I'll go best then worst, and I'll work down to 5, shall I? So, I reckon one of the best things about having a younger brother, is you get to share your taste in music with them. So, you kind of have a bit of moulding power. When 7 years is the age gap. So think about it. Right, when I was 14, he was 7. So he's understanding the music a little bit, starting to get into stuff. I'm 14. I suppose older would have been a better example, but you know what I mean. Get to show him the good stuff. And the good news is, with Jack, my brother, it's stuck. He really likes a lot of the bands that I like, and he likes more. He shows me stuff sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. And now that we're older, we get to go to gigs together, which I love doing. Spending time with him, he's an awesome guy. Now let's see, one of the worst things, back in the day, having to go to plays and stuff like that. When you've got a younger brother who's still in school, you're at that age where you've left, they're still there. You don't want to go back to any schools, You don't want to go watch a play with 12 people you couldn't give a shit about and then one dude in the middle locking it, But that's something you do as an older brother. You just go for it. Let's see, one of the best things, you get to witness greatness rise. Now, this is kind of a unique situation for me, I'm sure, because my brother as you probably know, he's a Paralympian, right? That motherfucker went to Rio Paralympics and played. Right? He plays table tennis. He's going to Tokyo in 2020. He's going to Vegas this year for like the US Open or whatever they call it. It's amazing achievements, and I get to see that. I know him. I sort of, helped raise him, if you know what I mean, as an older brother. Every older brother's job is to help raise the brother, you know what I mean? I've said you know what I mean a bunch of times today. I apologise. But yeah, it's amazing to see. And I couldn't be prouder of him, Now, one of the bad things, you have to go through the awkwardness of meeting his girlfriends. Now, what I mean by that, and that's not like he goes through loads, don't worry, he doesn't. But through that period of like your teens, where suddenly everything is about girls, and you got a new girlfriend every week or whatever. Well, it's always kind of awkward because you want to say hello, but you don't want to get to know them because you never know how long it's going to last, And that bit's, I always found that bit a bit awkward, so I didn't like that part. One of the best things though, what an age now where we get to have a laugh together. I've got no filter from him, he's got no filter from me. We're just us, two people as we really are, adults, just enjoying life, having a laugh, watching some funny videos, watching some comedy, playing some games. I fucking love it. One of the things I liked least about growing up with a younger brother is a little thing we call toilet duties. Yeah, you can imagine what that involves. Like, your brother's only little, learning to use the toilet and whatever. If you're the one nearest when he's calling for help, then sure as shit you're going in to give him a hand. And it's not nice, but someone's got to do it, you can't have him walk around with this shitty arse all day. Now, one of the last few things, I love the fact that I get to feel proud of my brother. Now, I mean proud like, not like a fan, but like proud like a parent, you know what I mean? Like when you're in the close family of somebody who's overcome so much in life and then is gradually climbing his way to the top. It's just phenomenal. I get a bit speechless every now and again when I think about what he's actually achieved and what he's continuing to achieve and what he will achieve. And I couldn't be prouder of him, you know what I mean? Back to the negatives. Little fuck always breaks headphones, and it really bugs me. I like headphones, and he gets expensive ones and then breaks them. Last thing, negative-wise, is he has a full head of hair, and I do not. And I'm jealous. Of course I'm jealous. I miss my hair. He shaves his off every now and again. It's like, dude, what are you doing? You're wasting a perfect asset there. And one of the cool things, I'm probably rambling today, I apologise, I told you it'd be a mess. One of the cool things is I get to give him advice, we get to talk, we get to have proper adult talks about life, about things in general, about girls, about work, about food. It's just nice to have somebody who you can always talk to and have a nice little chat with, have a giggle. And I love doing that shit, I want to keep doing it for fucking ages. And I'm sure one day when he's a retired table tennis player, now table tennis coach or whatever it is he's doing, maybe professional video gamer, then we'll still have them chats, we'll still be feeling happy as Larry, having a giggle. Right, let's move on. Questions, yes. Remember guys, if you've got any questions, send them to my Facebook page or my Twitter. I will answer them on here. This very podcast. It's probably going on today, 18 and a half minutes, I apologise. So let's try and blitz through these. My question I got this time is, I don't know who it's from, but it says, which celestial body should we colonise after Mars is out of the way? Right, I saw something the other day, which I know we definitely should not colonise, which is, there's this planet, right? It's 63 light years from the Earth, right? And it's got a very catchy name. It's called HD 1897336. HD... Fucking... I can't even read my own writing. HD 1897333b. It's a really catchy name. That's 63 light years from Earth, and apparently that planet has got winds. Well, it's a celestial body. It's got winds of up to 5,400 miles an hour. And, just to top it off, it rains molten glass. Like, could you say holy fuck as loud as that? Molten glass? I mean, it's bad enough. Like, I'm sure the bonny people of Scotland could probably handle it, but everybody else would be completely fucked. Now, place I'd like to go to, I saw that the Juno, do you know about the Juno probe? It goes around Jupiter taking pictures. Well, it sent some back a couple of days ago. Holy crap, they look stunning. Like, go to NASA, like go to Google, type in like NASA Juno or NASA Jupiter Juno or something like that. You'll see the pictures I'm talking about. They're amazing. It's like this bluish, purpley, swirling awesomeness, and you can see like storms and all sorts of shit. And it reminds me of, like, you know, if you have like a nice miso soup or something and it starts to settle and you stir it again, you see all the swirls. It's like that. It's like a miso soup planet, which I don't know about you, but I am fully fucking invested in. Now, speaking of miso soup, it's time for Japanese word of the week. Ba 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 ba. So speaking of people being pervs and whatnot, which isn't always a bad thing, just pervs. Today's word of the week is hentai, which means pervert. Now, you've probably heard the word hentai before. Yes, you know it as the dodgy anime porn that usually involves tentacles and other super fucked up shit like that. But hentai just means pervert in general, so that's probably why that word is attached to them videos. And it makes sense, they're for pervy people, they're by pervy people. They contain cartoons of pervy individuals getting perved by other pervy individuals. So what else is there? Today's recommendation. Yes, the recommendation for today's podcast that I recommend is The Hollywood Babylon by the almighty Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman. Now, if you haven't listened to any of Kevin Smith's podcasts, he has a huge network of podcasts called Smodcast. Smodcast Internet Radio. It's so good. There's also the stuff him and like, for those of you who don't know, Kevin Smith, he's Silent Bob from Jay and Silent Bob, right? Director, actor, funny guy, just a nice guy in general, and he can talk for hours. So podcasts for him, they're just perfect. It's a perfect harmony. But he does one called Hollywood Babylon with Ralph Garman. Ralph does radio, he does voices, impersonations, all that kind of stuff. And it's such a good show. You should give it a listen. They have different segments like Geek News, or they have Shit That Should Not Be, or they have a section called Exquisite Acting, which is for when they find clips of actors in films that are so bad they go all the way around and come back to being exquisite because they're that bad. It's really good. Give it a listen. Hollywood Babylon. You can find it in all the usual podcast places, that was a roller coaster this week, wasn't it? I'm sorry it's taken such a long time today, guys. 22 minutes. Jesus, I've rambled some shite today, haven't I? But you know what? Next week might be a bit more focused. I don't know. I think it's because I've had my flu jab. I feel a bit hot and bothered. I'm not going to lie. Like a bit woozy. But that's okay. So, if you like what you listen to, and if not even, can you do me a favour, drop me a rating and a sub on iTunes so I know what's going on? Because like I've said before, iTunes doesn't give me numbers, so I don't know who's listening. So if you drop me a quick like, even if it's a 1-star, I'll know somebody is listening to it, and I'm not just rambling myself to myself in the living room like a weirdo surrounded by teddy bears like I am right now. And also, if you would do me a solid, head on over to Twitter at ChrisHunterCom, at ChrisHunterCom, or Facebook.com/ChrisHunterComedy. Drop me a comment, drop me a question, whatever you want to do. Give me an insult, I don't care. Do what you like, and I'd appreciate it. So, yeah, oh man, I'm warm now. So, thanks for listening, guys. I will see you all next week. Have a wonderful week, and enjoy playing Star Wars on Friday. That's it. Bye-bye.